Most people think luxury is something you buy. They think it's a logo, a brand name, or a glossy finish on a piece of furniture that arrived in a flat pack box yesterday. But let me be painfully honest with you, that isn't luxury. That is clutter. And worse, it is clutter that is actively degrading your quality of life. We are living in an era of fast interiors, a terrifying parallel to fast fashion, where homes are filled with objects that look expensive on Instagram but feel cheap, hollow, and soulless in reality. You might be spending thousands of dollars trying to upgrade your living space, yet you are unknowingly committing design crimes that not only lower the market value of your property but actually spike your cortisol levels. You are building a showroom, not a sanctuary, and there is a massive difference. Welcome back to StructuraLiving. I am your host, and here we do not care about trends. We care about permanence. We care about material integrity. We care about the biology of the human animal inhabiting the built environment. As an architect, I look at a room and I don't just see decor. I see a system that either supports your physiology or attacks it. Today, we are dismantling the 7 biggest interior design mistakes that cheapen your home, not just visually but experientially. We are going to strip away the veneer and look at the evidence, the science, and the architectural principles that separate a chaotic house from a restorative home. The first mistake is one I see in almost every modern renovation, and it is absolutely destroying your biological clock. It is the curse of the operating room lighting plan. This is where homeowners install a grid of cheap, high-glare recessed downlights across their entire ceiling, often using cool white bulbs rated at 5,000 or 6,000 Kelvin. You walk in, and it feels like a sterile hospital corridor or a gas station at midnight. It looks cheap because it lacks dimension, but the physiological cost is much higher. According to research published by Harvard Medical School and the sheer volume of data from the Well Building Standard, exposure to high-intensity, blue-enriched light in the evening suppresses melatonin production twice as long as warmer light. You are essentially telling your brain it is noon when it is actually 9 p.m. This wreaks havoc on your circadian rhythm. From an architectural standpoint, a grid of can lights flattens the space. It erases shadows, texture, and depth, making even expensive furniture look like cardboard. The fix here is grounded in the concept of layered illumination. You need to stop relying on the ceiling for everything. We need to implement low-level ambient lighting. Look into High Color Rendering Index or CRI light sources, ideally 95 or above. This ensures colors pop accurately rather than looking washed out. Technology should serve this, not dictate it. Use tunable white smart bulbs like those from Philips Hue or Ketra if you have the budget, which automatically shift from a crisp 3000 Kelvin during the day to a deep amber 2200 Kelvin at night. Position light sources at eye level or lower using floor lamps and architectural sconces. We want pools of light that invite intimacy, not a floodlight that demands alertness. The second mistake is the tech shrine. This is the tendency to orient the entire living room around a massive, black, reflective rectangle, the television. We have allowed the TV to become the primary focal point of our gathering spaces, pushing the fireplace, the view, or the conversation area to the sidelines. When the TV is off, it is a void, a black hole that sucks the energy out of the room. It screams bachelor pad rather than curated residence. Christopher Alexander, in his seminal text A Pattern Language, discusses the pattern of common areas at the heart. He argues that social spaces must be arranged to facilitate human connection, effectively suggesting that if a room is dominated by a device, the social geometry is broken. When the furniture all points at a screen, you are prioritizing passive consumption over active connection. The architectural fix is not to throw away the TV, but to make it invisible until needed. We prioritize concealment. If you are designing a high-end space, consider a Samsung The Frame, which utilizes a matte display to mimic canvas art when idle, or better yet, architectural integration. This could be a sliding panel system, often called a hidden joinery mechanism, that physically covers the screen with wood slatting or a piece of art when not in use. Another sophisticated option is using a high-lumen, ultra-short-throw projector. These sit inches from the wall and project onto a specialized ALR screen that looks like a simple white architectural finish when off. We want the technology to disappear so the architecture can speak. Mistake number 3 is the use of faux reality. I am talking about luxury vinyl plank flooring that pretends to be oak, laminate countertops that pretend to be marble, and polyester rugs that pretend to be wool. You might think it looks the same, so what does it matter? matters because your brain knows the difference. There is a concept in neuroaesthetics regarding tactile dissonance. When your eye sees wood, your brain expects the warmth, texture, and acoustic properties of timber. When your hand touches cold, plasticized vinyl, there is a sensory mismatch. A report by Cheapen Bright Green on the economics of biophilia highlights that authentic natural materials reduce stress and lower blood pressure. We crave connection to nature. Plastic masquerading as nature is the uncanny valley of interior design. It feels subconsciously unsettling and undeniably cheap. The fix is to prioritize material integrity. If you cannot afford solid walnut flooring, do not buy fake walnut vinyl. Buy honest materials that fit your budget. A real slate tile, a polished concrete floor, or a natural cork floor is infinitely more sophisticated than a fake wood floor. Embrace the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, the appreciation of the imperfections in natural objects. A real wood floor that scratches tells a story. A vinyl floor that peels just looks like garbage. Use materials that age rather than materials that simply deteriorate. Tone, wood, wool, linen, brass. These materials develop a patina. That patina is what gives a home its soul. Moving on to mistake number 4, the echo chamber. Modern design loves clean lines, glass, and hard surfaces. But without acoustic treatment, these spaces sound terrible. You drop a spoon and it clatters for 3 seconds. You try to have a conversation and you have to shout over the refrigerator hum. An echoing room feels empty, unfinished, and anxious. Julian Treasure, a leading expert on sound and its effect on health, has cited multiple studies showing that poor acoustics in educational and living environments increase heart rate and reduce cognitive function. Noise pollution in the home is a silent stressor. If your home sounds like a cafeteria, it will never feel like a sanctuary. Luxury is silence. Luxury is a controlled acoustic environment. To fix this, we need to introduce absorption mass without cluttering the aesthetic. This doesn't mean gluing egg crates to the wall. It means heavy, lined drapery that goes from ceiling to floor, not just covering the window, but extending past it to add softness to the walls. It means investing in high-density wool rugs with thick underlays. For a more technical solution, look into architectural acoustic panels wrapped in linen or art-printed canvas. There are now invisible acoustic plaster systems available for ceilings that look like drywall but absorb sound like a recording studio. You should be able to speak in a low voice across the room and be heard clearly. That is the sound of quality. Mistake number 5 is visual noise, specifically focusing on cable clutter and device proliferation. Nothing destroys the illusion of seamless architecture faster than a tangle of black cords snakes across the floor or a countertop littered with charging bricks. Breaks the visual lines of the room and signals a lack of foresight. A study from the Princeton University Neuroscience Institute found that physical clutter in your surroundings competes for your attention, resulting in decreased performance and increased stress. When your eye is constantly snagging on wires and blinking LEDs, your brain cannot fully relax. You are in a state of low-grade visual vigilance. The fix requires planning and specific tech integration. We want invisible power. Stop using the white cables that came with your phone. Invest in docking drawers. These are outlets installed inside your cabinetry drawers so that toothbrushes, hair dryers, and iPads charge out of sight. In the living area, use cable management channels that can be painted to match the wall color, or better yet, run cables behind the drywall using brush plates. For surface charging, look for chargers that are milled directly into the stone or wood surface of a side table, or under-surface induction chargers that charge your phone through the tabletop. The goal is to see the lamp, not the cord. To see the phone, not the charger. Mistake number 6 is falling for the gadget trap instead of integrated systems. This is where you have a smart bulb from one brand, a smart plug from another, a camera from a third, and a thermostat from a fourth, none of which talk to each other properly. You end up with 5 different apps just to turn on the lights and heat the room. This is clunky, frustrating, and the opposite of smart. Dieter Rams, the legendary industrial designer for Braun, famously stated that good design is unobtrusive. A smart home should not feel like a computer lab. It should feel like magic. It should anticipate your needs without you having to open an app. The fix is a unified ecosystem. If you are doing a high-end renovation, you look at systems like Lutron for lighting and shades or Control4 or Crestron for total home automation. These are hardwired, reliable, and use physical tactile keypads that replace banks of confusing plastic switches. If you are on a tighter budget, you must be disciplined about compatibility. Ensure everything runs natively on a single protocol like Matter or HomeKit. But more importantly, focus on automation, not remote control. The lights should dim automatically when the sun sets. The shades should lower when the room gets too hot. True luxury technology is the technology you don't have to touch. Finally, mistake number 7 is poor scale and proportion. This is when I see a tiny rug floating in the middle of a massive room, or a gigantic sectional sofa stuffed into a small apartment. Throws off the proprioception of the space, your body's sense of where it is in relation to other objects. It makes a large room feel disjointed and a small room feel claustrophobic. Architects have used the golden ratio and the principles of the Vitruvian Man for centuries for a reason. There is a mathematical harmony to beauty. When furniture is too small, it looks cheap and temporary. When it is too big, it looks bloated and oppressive. The architectural fix here is rigorous measurement and the use of negative space. Before you buy a single piece of furniture, map it out on the floor with painter's tape. A rug should generally sit under the front legs of all the seating furniture to anchor the zone. This is non-negotiable. There should be clear circulation paths of at least 30 to 36 inches between major furniture pieces. Do not fear empty space. In architecture, the void is just as important as the solid. The space around the chair highlights the form of the chair. Give your beautiful objects room to breathe. By respecting scale, you give the room a sense of grandeur and intentionality. To summarize, creating a home that feels expensive and restorative isn't about how much money you spend at a luxury retailer. It is about removing the friction. It is about lighting that mimics the sun, materials that honor the earth, acoustics that respect silence, and technology that remains invisible until it serves you. It is about building a sanctuary that respects your biology. Don't let the industry sell you plastic and call it luxury. Demand material integrity. Demand evidence-based design. If you want to continue building a life that prioritizes architectural truth over fleeting trends, and if you want to know exactly which tech products actually meet these high standards, make sure you subscribe to StructuraLiving. We have a deep dive coming up on the specific sound dampening materials I use in my own projects, and you won't want to miss that. Till then, design with intention and live well.